So first I'm going to talk about our sensory over-responders. These are our children who experience sensations as too much or too strong. Their nervous system reacts quickly and intensely to sensory input. Children may become reluctant or hesitant to experience that similar input in the future. So some common signs of sensory overresponders: they might be bothered by clothing textures, tags, or seams. They might cover their ears and run away at loud or unexpected noises. They avoid messy play like paint, sand, food textures. They might have difficulties with eating food as well because it's a strong feeling inside their mouths. They might dislike bright lights or crowded environments, and they may become upset, anxious, or withdrawn when overwhelmed. It's important that to note that these sensory experiences I just listed are common sensory triggers for most individuals, but what we're looking for sensory overresponders is that unadapted response that I was talking about, or increased response to those sensory triggers. So normally, if we feel a tag on our shirt, it's bothering us. For us, we're able to kind of shrug it off, but for a kiddo who's an overresponder, that feels like the worst thing they ever put on their body, and they need that shirt off immediately. And then children who are over-responsive to sensory input, they have a small cup that fills easily with little bits of sensory input. So I'll give you guys an example of filling the cups for better understanding. So you wake your child up and you open the blinds, and it's now very bright in their room. The bright lights fills their cup. Your child puts on clothes and the tags and seams are really bothering them. That also fills their cup. You drive your child to school, there's loud music on, you're singing along. That loud, busy environment in the car is now filling their cup. Now your child gets to school and their cup is now pretty much 75% filled. They head to the classroom and they walk in, and the classroom's very loud. Their peers are very excited to be at school. They're screaming, they're jumping, they're yelling. That fills our cup completely, and it's now overflowing. We might see them running away, trying to find a safe space, and they're becoming dysregulated and distressed. When our cup overfills or overflows, we typically see, especially with sensory overresponders, what we call meltdowns, where it's now past the point of crying and upset. It's now they have loss of control of their body, and now they're kind of presenting as crying, running away, and it just takes time and space in order to overcome a meltdown. After their cup overflows, you might see them wanting to be in a safe, quiet space for the rest of the day. They don't want to see any or experience any other sensory input. All right. So some strategies for sensory overresponders. We definitely want to talk with the child prior to engaging in activities or environments that feel overwhelming to increase expectation. So we want to prepare for a loud environment and find quieter spots to take breaks if needed. So for example, if you're going to the grocery store with your kiddo, we definitely want to prep them and let them know people are going to be walking around us. Some might get a little bit too close to us. There's going to be lots of food on display to look at. There might be a person speaking over the loudspeaker, and when we go to check out, it's going to be a little bit noisy as well. Like I had mentioned before, kiddos may become reluctant to engage in similar input that has previously caused distress, especially when places are unknown or they're unaware of what the sensory experience is going to be. So it's very beneficial and important to prep them prior so that it doesn't feel so unknown and they can be expectant of those sensory experiences. We want to provide calming sensory input prior to engaging in sensory activities that cause overwhelm. So when I was talking about the proprioception system previously, that's our naturally calming system, and this is very helpful to regulate a child prior to going into a big sensory experience. So proprioceptive activities include anything that's pushing or pulling or resistant on the body. So especially for over-responders, we want to provide big hugs, deep pressure. So when you're giving a hug, giving that tight squeezes and just pressure on their body. Tight squeezes, slow rocking I put down here. Slow rocking is like the back and forth. If you think about it as a baby, a way that we soothe a baby is to rock back and forth. Same thing with any kiddos or any individual at any age. The slow rocking back and forth targets that proprioception system, in turn helps us to regulate. I put in here a specific example, jaw massages before brushing teeth. This is a big one. We want to prep them prior to brushing teeth because brushing teeth is a very big sensory experience. We have the toothpaste in our mouth. It tastes very strong. The toothpaste is bubbling up. Now we have to brush the bristles going across our gums. We have to spit out that toothpaste, and it's just really an overwhelming and very big sensory experience. So jaw massages specifically are providing that proprioceptive input to the mouth to prepare them for that big sensory experience, to calm their mouth down prior to brushing their teeth. So taking your hands and giving them some firm massages along their jaw. You can also even take your finger and rub along their gum. That may be a big sensory experience for a kiddo. So if they are reluctant to allowing you into their mouth, don't keep trying it. Just provide those jaw massages. Even if they can bite down on something hard, do a couple bites side to side, and just getting them ready for brushing teeth. And then calming music before a loud environment. Next, you want to support your child through activities that cause overwhelm through co-regulation, validation, and modeling of calming strategies. So the biggest thing I want to point out here is the co-regulation word. Co-regulation always comes before self-regulation. A child needs to learn how to regulate themselves before they can just start doing it independently. So the definition of co-regulation is when two people work together to regulate. So if your child is up here, we always want to be below. So we want to have a calm, quiet tone of voice. We want to validate their feelings. If they're up here and we're up here, no one's coming down. We're staying equal. We always want somebody lower to help bring that child down. So you can model calming strategies, taking deep breaths, giving tight hugs and squeezing, validating their feelings, and providing support so that your child feels safe. A lot of the times, I always recommend to avoid saying the words, "It's okay, you're fine, we're going to get through this." We always just want to validate by saying, "I can tell that you're upset. It's very loud in here. It's okay to feel upset. Why don't we work together to calm our bodies down?" When we are saying things like, "It's okay, you're fine, we're going to get through it," that unconsciously teaches a child that maybe it's not okay to present these feelings during times like this again, and we just have to work to get through it. So we definitely want to just validate what they're going through, pointing out, "I know it's very loud in the grocery store right now. Why don't we come over here to this quiet space and take a break?" And then we can also offer comfort tools such as headphones, fidgets, sunglasses, soft clothing, tagless clothing, etc. And comfort tools help a child to feel safe and regulated.